What's something that people turn into their whole personality? Here in the Netherlands, people who live in Amsterdam base their personality on Amsterdam. Smoking weed. I smoke plenty of weed. But there's nothing more irritating than a pothead. As a highly functioning stoner, I find stoner culture and its stereotypes to be obnoxious. Their job. Or just money in general. I worked with a guy who only ever talked about what things were worth, mostly vehicles. What he was thinking about buying. How much he could sell something for. The trades he wanted to make. How much our customers made. What motorbike he bought before from a guy on the street we happened to be on and what it's worth. That's all. It was annoying as duck. Any conversation at all, you could be talking about your grandma, and he immediately tries to change the subject to value. It was literally the only small talk he knew. The fact he was poor just made it sad. My husband is kind of like this, and as much as I love him, it's so frustrating. I'm just not all about money. We don't need to tell the kids how much their gifts cost. It makes me a little nuts. My mom did this at every gift-giving holiday. Whenever my sister and I opened a gift, it would come with some version of "I hope you like that." It cost $X. I love my mother very much and understand now that there were reasons she did the things she did. Remember, your parents are people with past traumas, too, but this ritual that accompanied every gift has made both my sister and me feel very guilty and unworthy of gifts given to us, which persists into today. People tell me that it's not normal, but whenever I'm given a gift, my first thought is something like, "Oh no, you shouldn't have spent that amount of money on me, I don't deserve it, I'm not worth it. I wish you'd have spent it on something more important to you." I'm not saying that will happen to your kids, but it might be worth having a gentle discussion with him about telling them how much their gifts cost. Just let them enjoy the moment, being grateful for the gift and the thought alone, not the money that went into it. Girl bosses, cult engagers and social media. Loving Disney. Adult who likes Disney, watches a Disney movie once in a while, can enjoy a vacation to a Disney park, has a Mickey Mouse t-shirt or pair of earrings, fond of childhood memories relating to Disney. Disney adult, house is a shrine of Disney merchandise, Disney car decals, every single vacation they take is to a Disney park, cries meeting Disney characters, half their wardrobe is Disney themed, insists on a Disney proposal wedding honeymoon, refusal to let go of childhood. Refusal to let go of childhood. That's the thing, it's almost always Disney merchandise from a very specific era. Not many of them are collecting stuff from Amphibia or the Owl House. Zodiac signs. Please shut up about it. I don't believe in astrology, I'm a Sagittarian and we're skeptical, Arthur C. Clarke, attributed. Being a sports fan. I know, right? Some people even make it their entire username. Crypto. Being a YouTuber. For real though, the eyes say it all. Their preferred American political party. Being overworked and barely sleeping. Edit, to clarify, this isn't meant to be an insult. I know exactly how it feels to work an ungodly amount of hours with little to no reprieve. It's a routine that's become ingrained in us, and I think it's important to remember being overworked, underslept, and having little to no time to ourselves is not healthy. And the amount of caffeine you drink to compensate. This is me right now in the manufacturing field. Currently looking for a new job. Hair color. If I hear my coworker talk about how natural redheads are or how you shouldn't mess with them, use it as an excuse for a shitty character trait, I'm gonna lose it. As a redhead, I hate other redheads like that. It's so annoying. We are pretty much normal people. Just have some physical traits that differ. Pretty much Lamau. Well, yay, there are some slight differences. We have a lower tolerance for heat, a higher tolerance for pain, and require about 10% more anesthesia to be put under than a non-redhead. The anesthesia thing boggled my mind. Also, redheads have a lower skin pH, more acidic. An old red-headed friend of mine had to be very picky about perfumes and lotions because stuff that smelled fine on other people would sometimes smell acrid on her. Dude, you just solved a mystery for me. My best friend growing up is a redhead and I always wondered why she smelled funny to me. Not bad, but just weird. I didn't think about skin pH. I had a redhead GF in college that smelled amazing. I have had a whiff of her smell I think like twice in 10 years since I knew her, and both times it instantly brought me back to her memories. And God, I love that ducking smell. I'm not sure if I was more attracted to her or her smell. And I'm honestly still a bit confused about that. Lol edit, I can't find what perfume it was. I wish I could. One day about to go to a store and try all of them just so I freaking know, and it stops sitting on the back of my mind. Being a boy mom. You ever see a police officer's wife? It's crazy, but they turn their entire existence into being a police spouse. It's very odd. I have 2 neighbors that are police. The younger the wife, the more intense the alternate reality they create for themselves. The husbands never mention their profession, but the wives can't shut up about it and try and prove how much they know about local law enforcement. Same for military wives. You will address me by my husband's rank. Thank you for your cervix. Being in the military. Ironically, many of these people are vets that couldn't wait to get out while they were active. Gym fitness. The generation they're born in. You just don't get it because you're not a 90s kid. Said by someone born in 1998. Only 90s kids remember this. Pickup trucks. There are people that happen to own pickup trucks, then there are people whose pickup truck owns them. We all know the type: floodlights, mud tires, grill racks, lifted, spotless paint with a wax, and optionally a diesel stack coming out of the bed, truck mutts, and a snorkel. I get it, printing out business cards that tell people that you're a douche would be difficult to distribute on the highway at 70 miles per hour, but it might be more cost effective than your $100,000 Raptor. Harry Potter, and I'm sick of pretending that a 45-year-old woman running around saying she's a ducking Hufflepuff is normal. Their own perceived persecution, victimization. Being suppressed and personally attacked is who I am. And guess what? It's impossible to point this out because it falls right into their perception. Avoid at all costs. I wouldn't be so paranoid if everyone wasn't out to get me. Conspiracy theorist. Open your eyes, do your own research. I have a cousin like this. I think it's a self-esteem thing. He doesn't have any accomplishments in life, but believing that he knows the truth, while the stupid sheeple are in the dark, gives him something to feel superior about. Sex. I don't even mean sexuality, I mean the coomers and the guys who stalk this sub and ask 11 NSFW questions a day about, hey ladies, what do men get wrong about your bods, and ladies, what's your sexiest sexual experience where sex was had and it was sexy? Lust controls some of these people, man. They gotta go outside. I have a friend, who I love a lot, but she and her ex-husband were heavily into the BDSM lifestyle, and she would talk about it so much. Like, do you and have fun, but I don't want to hear about you getting trussed up and ducked upside down over dinner while your husband smirks into his wine. I have an ex-friend who was a swinger. It was her whole personality. We took a trip together, and the whole time she would deep throat straws or suck on food and stare at other men, saying she hoped they would go back to the hotel and sleep with her while her husband just nodded along. I'm all for what you do as consenting adults, but I just felt like everything became sex. Faking mental disorders. Ideally did and such. I can understand those who do have these disorders and just want to spread awareness and the struggle in their lives. But be aware that not everybody tells the truth, especially internet influencers. Whether it's for views, money, popularity, or attention. Being LGBTQ, especially the whole gender thing. Like, I consider myself non-binary, but I also consider this aspect of mine fairly unimportant, to be honest. It's a nice to know type of thing for myself, but I don't ever feel the need to discuss it with other people. Because what are they going to say about it? Cool? Being non-cis or non-het is not nearly as interesting as some LGBTQ people believe it is. It's just one random aspect of someone's personality. There are many other aspects. For example, I'm probably a HSP, highly sensitive person. But again, I don't see a point in mentioning this to other people because people who already know aren't going to treat me differently because of a label. They are know how I am, act, talk, etc., and people who don't know me, yet, either don't matter or they'll find out about me over time.